Alright, let's see. New video. Music, not really working. Comedy, not hitting the mark. Channel's dying a little bit. Well, guess it's time to talk about dicks for a few minutes. I'm doing this again. Don't get on your fucking high horse and try to act like you don't read these comics as well. Come on now. I mean, E621 has a growing user base for a reason now. So for all of you kink shamers who completely misunderstood the reason why I stated out facts in my last installment of this, I'm gonna go ahead, shut my fucking face and just tell you more about the comics rather than the aspects of them. So here I present you with 10 furry comics that I am excited for. So before we go ahead with this list, I want you to go ahead and slap a like on the video, and I wouldn't mind you subscribing either and hitting the bell for the notifications and all that shit. Also, I just started getting recently more active on my Instagram, so you can follow me there at Real BlackLynk. And as always, my Twitter is BlackLynkXKovu. So go ahead and check those things out. But now, let's get on to this list. Now, keep in mind, as I do this list, this is not in any particular order. I do not recommend one comic over another. Well, that's a lie. I recommend one comic overall, but whatever. These are not in any particular order, so please check these out as you see fit or what interests you. And links to all of these comics will be down in the description. So at number 1, we're gonna go ahead and start off with my almost favorite one. That will be The Internship by Jackaloo. Now, as it stands right now, The Internship is on volume 2, but I can't say too much about that right now or it'll just start spoiling everything for you. But it primarily follows our two main characters, Andrew and Cooper. Now, basically they're childhood friends and then they go to a career fair and boy, oh boy, does antics ensue. However, if you started reading from The Internship Volume 1, you may be missing out on a lot of like crucial character development, and you're just not gonna feel everything that like I'm feeling right now. At the state that everything is happening right now, it's getting very... Ooh, it's getting there. It's getting there. Now, where you want to start to get all of your crucial character development and background information is the comic Summer's Gone, and it is the prequel to this very comic, and it will tell you so much more about how their relationship functions and their just basically their relationship with each other. Internship, really good gay as fuck comic. Bitch, don't miss it. And sitting at number 2, I have May the Best Man Win by Sigma X. So this comic follows Mike, a straight guy who is his gay friend's best man. Hey BlackLynk, why did you mention that Mike was straight? Well, I'll tell you, my delicate little viewer. So Mike throws a bachelor party for his friend. Riding around in a limo for a little bit, one guy asks another guy, do you want to stop somewhere to get drinks? Yeah, motherfucker. He said, let's go to the stable. What is the stable? Boy, it's a gay strip club, boy. So answer me this. As a straight man, how much whoa, what's this do you need to have bouncing around in your face? And how many drinks do you need to consume? Over what period of time for your fragile heterosexuality to give way? Read the comic and find out. So number 3, we have Study Partners by Thunderous Erections, or if you've been reading it a little bit earlier, you might know him as TE. Now, Study Partners is on chapter 3 right now, and for the life of me, I cannot pin down what exactly the plot is for this comic series. I just know that throughout the 3 chapters, it goes through 3 relationship arcs, and it's pretty fucking good. Now, say what you want to about the art style, because it's not the best illustrated like by a long shot even out of this list, but it gets the job done, and the story just far exceeds like anything that the illustration is supposed to be. I think give it a fair shot. For the most part, a very straight comic, but it has a little twisted turns. Give it a little bit of a chance. Now, for number 4, I have the Lime Cafe series by Ritz. And right now, I am reading the Practice Makes Perfect portion of it. Now, I guess this one is a bit easier to pin down, but the two versions of this, one of them is Brew Beginnings. It kind of strays a little bit. So the Brew Beginnings part of it, that is the first one, it focuses on the opening up of the cafe. Of course, little scenes splashed in here and there, gay as fuck, is very nice. While Practice Makes Perfect at first takes part inside of the cafe, but then goes off on a tangent in this completely new storyline, which I think it turned out to be very interesting, but so far I think it turned out to be like fairly straight, but who knows, could take a turn or a twist here or there. Very good comic, I really recommend it. It's just leaving me so on edge right now. Let's get that shit. So at number 5 we have The Adventurous Surprise by Drerica, and I hope to goodness that I'm pronouncing that right. So for some of you gamer heads, you might actually like this because this takes place in the Fallout universe. It follows the story of, I guess, Dryden and Daria. Even though, you know, it starts off with just Dryden, he goes to pick up a bottle of Nuka-Cola, and then Daria shows up ready to blow his head off. See what happens afterwards, because I'm not going to spoil the rest of it. Do go into it knowing that it is a straight comic, so if that's for you, go ahead and check that shit out, son. At number 6, my boys, my guys, my cronies, Kitsune Yokai did it once more. See, I don't know what it is about this motherfucker, but he's always able to turn anything I love into something that I love even more. And even if I didn't like it initially, I come to fucking love it. MLP. Normally, I don't like MLP comics at all, but he did it and he made that shit awesome. Banjo-Kazooie. That was a franchise that I love ever since back in the day. I don't know how he did it or how he was supposed to make that work at all, but he made me want to see that shit happen. But now he pulls up on us with this new pair of pants comic. This follows the dialogue between the duo Ukulele, and basically it's real basic. It's just like, well, I'm always sitting around naked, why don't I go get something to throw on, because you're always wearing pants, so I'm about to wear something. And it turns out he really likes it, and it seems like they're gonna make sex. Please, please, yes. Now keep in mind, when reading this is a straight comic, and really Kitsune Yokai is the only one that can make me look at a straight comic and go like, yes, bitch, please. And sitting at number 7, we have The Rise of Chet by your motherfucking favorite bird-loving, incest-drawing motherfucker, Anti-Dev. So The Rise of Chet is based around the Nsfw storyline. So if you know anything about that in the first place, you know, Gunner and his dad, and yeah. So Gunner's dad is in a poker game and he's talking shit like, well, I got this cute little thing that I'm seeing, when really he's talking about his fucking son. So one of the guys at the table is trying to raise some stakes up in this bitch. He's like, yo, I can tell you got a good hand, bro. If you win this hand, I'll give you this crispy 20. You know it's some money, nigga. You know what you can do with $20? You can like get a Big Mac or something. But he was like, if I win this hand though, I get to fuck your purdy little thing. Which is his son. Of course he doesn't know that it's Gunner yet, but they play the hand. Gunner's dad loses, and I'm gonna leave it right there because Anti-Dev doesn't like us to masturbate at night. Very gay comic, if of course you didn't already hear me mention Gunner and his dad. Now next coming in at number 8, we have No Harm No Foul by Nsfw, and you heard me talk about this before in one of my past series because this comic is so fucking amazing. But if you didn't watch that video, let me give you another quick breakdown. So Addison is working with her partner Devin, and somewhere along the way she starts to develop more feelings for him. It's very apparent because at the beginning of the comic she's fucking masturbating. So it's just very interesting to see the interactions go on between this bird female thing and this anthropomorphic wolf guy. It's very entertaining, it's very exciting, it's very sweet and sincere actually. I like it. So this one, it's a straight comic. I'm giving y'all a nice mixture of the two here. So sitting at number 9, we have, bear with me while I butcher this pronunciation, KR Rite of Passage by Rockhan. So this follows the story of a tiger who you know, just chilling in under a waterfall, you know, maybe bathing himself. He starts playing with himself a little bit, you know what I mean? Giving him a little crank. Yep. Then a dragon warrior, Blade Rush, actually approaches him and kind of mistakes him for a warrior. And they get into this weird interaction where Blade Rush gets hard for some reason. And then, you know, Kaor just kind of starts sucking him off. It's a very weird one, but I like it. It's a very interesting thing that happened, and he kind of allows himself to get captured for some damn reason. Very interesting thing that goes on here. But yeah, it's pretty well done, and it's about as gay as the Coach Grifter poster that's sitting on my wall right next to me. So last but definitely not least, we have our number 10 entry. That is Oversexed Evolutions by Kyoto. So Oversexed Evolutions deal with, you guessed it, evolutions. But it mainly deals with the normal type Eevee, Sam. And I guess he's kind of sick and tired of being made fun of for being normal or whatever, so he decides to skip out on training. And then one by one we get introduced to, let me try to remember this. I tried to remember this by heart. Okay, so throughout the comic we are introduced to Lust, which is the Glaceon, Karma, which is the Vaporeon, Wrath, which is the Leafeon, Sloth, which is the Jolteon, which doesn't make much sense at all. I mean, if you know what Jolteon is capable of in battle, I mean, like one of the fastest attack stats in the game. Whatever, I don't care. Greed, which is the Umbreon. Then we have Envy, which is the Espeon. Gluttony, which is the Sylveon. And Pride, which is the Flareon. A lot of sexy sex ensues. Fairly bisexual comic. Shout out to Kyoto for being the number 1 just best person at drawing backsack. That's my shit. Alright, if you had enough of me rambling on about that gay shit, I am too, because I'm getting pretty tired. So thank you for watching my 10 furry comics that I am really excited for. I am hoping for updates on all of these very soon. Don't forget, slap a like on this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more content like this. In the future, I also do raps, I do video gaming shit from time to time, I do comedy skits, and I can dish your favorite furry YouTuber and not get in trouble. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching the video, guys. I will catch you later. Yeah.